Okay, looks like I'm back and I have both cameras. Whew, I hope the people that were on, I hope Jen and Kat join us back. Sorry guys, I'm having technical difficulties this morning. What else is new? It looks like we're back. I always use my go-to fix, and that is just to restart everything. So I've restarted my camera phone and I've restarted my laptop, and I think we're good to go. If you're here, say hello. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Hey, Crafting with Kim. Happy Monday, February 26th. As I said in my earlier blooper reel, my technology wasn't working. It is a beautiful day here in Kansas City. We are having 77 degrees on February 26th. Is that awesome? So I'm going to try and get a walk in today. Let us know what you are doing today. Gotta love technology on a Monday. Right, everything was going so well, and then everything went black. So I better get to going before we have the same problem. Okay, there's Kat. Hi again. Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. Oh my gosh. As I said before, during the month of February, I've been sharing interactive cards. And I have a playlist on my YouTube channel of interactive cards. And so these cards are all on there. This is the first one we shared. It's a pop-up card. The next week, I made a, excuse me, a spinner card. And I did use some specific dies for this spinner card, but I did explain in the video that I think if you used your noggins, you could probably recreate it. It'd be a little harder without the specific dies that I used on this card. And then last week we did the pull-up card, which you don't need any specific dies or tools to make this card. You just need a paper trimmer or a, whatever those dealy bobbers are called, these craft knives. You could do this card very easily. Now I use some dies to embellish it, but to create the actual pull-up card, slider card, you don't need any specific dies. So these two cards you could do regardless of what products you have in your own stash. This one I did use some specific dies. In today's card, we are using some specific dies to make this beautiful card. And I'm showing some product that you can get for free right now through the end of the month during celebration. Stampin' Up! Added some extra free products, and one of them was the Sweet Thoughts, Memories, and More cards and envelopes. And they look like this. They're beautiful. And I have been using them. I've been just deconstructing the envelopes because I love this floral print. But you can get these free with a $50 order. This whole pack. I forget how many comes in a pack, but they're gorgeous. They are in our mini catalog, which you can view the catalogs on my blog, theplaidpoodle.com. and see the catalogs there. If you're a customer of mine and you order from me, I send you catalogs, so you should have one. And I'm trying to find the page where there's those Memories and More cards are. They are on page 44. You get 20 cards and 20 envelopes for $10. That's a pretty good deal. They have some coordinating die cuts and stickers that are really cute, and those are only $10 as well. But I did want to share that with you, that these are free right now. Stampin' Up! Added several items to the freebies with orders through the end of the month. If you need markers, this is a good deal too. The Stampin' Right markers. You can see those by going to leslie.stampinup.net, shop now, and go to Celebration, and it'll show you all the free stuff you can get. Okay, so this is the card, and I hesitate to pull it open, but I'm going to so you guys can see how cool it is. I'm going to stick my little scooper here and try and be neat about it. I hope I didn't glue it in place. There we go. Okay, the dies I'm using today have this specific little die cut, and then you can open, and I might have put I need to remove my Stampin' Dimensional. I put the dimensional too far over. When you open it up, it says, "Hope your birthday is wonderful." So it's got this little pull-up mechanism, and there's 2 circles, a heart, and this little strippy strip thing that you can pull up. Here's a couple of other cards I've made using this bundle. This is the circle one that we're going to use today. See how it will completely tear off if you want it to. And then this one is it's the strippy strip. And I'm not going to pull it up right now because I think I glued it back in place. But you pull it up and there's a little sentiment inside. But this is the card we're going to make, and we're using the Sweet Thoughts and Memories cards and envelopes. So I just took a card base, one of the card bases, and then to get this beautiful floral print, I took one of the envelopes and I very gently deconstructed it. I made a 3D project the other day with this for a demonstrator group, and I wish I could see what I did with it because I could share that too. I used this envelope paper. I just love it. So when you open that envelope up, you get quite a bit of real estate. And what I want to do is cut. I'm going to use, if you'll notice under my this white square, I've also got a piece of this paper, the opposite side. So on this one, I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock. But what I'm going to do is take my paper trimmer. This is my old one. This is our old school one. I left my other one upstairs. And I'm going to just trim off this envelope just to make it basically a rectangle piece of paper to work with. So I just trimmed off these raw edges. And I want to save as much of the envelope as I can. And then I even trimmed off just the tiniest bit here, the curvy part. And you'll notice this has the seal, the envelope seal, so I'm going to cut that part off. And you end up with a nice rectangle piece of paper. And then I'm going to cut a piece to fit my card base. So this card base is a little larger than a A2 size card base. Hey Stephanie, how are you? I had technical difficulties, so I was late. She didn't get the envelopes because she thought they were too busy. I just love this. I have been tearing the envelopes apart and using them like this for a lot of different things. I just love this print. I don't know why. Okay, the Memories and More cards are 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I want to cut a piece that's 6 inches long. I'm going to trim just a tiny bit here because I see. There we go. 6 inches long by 4 inches wide. And then we're going to use that as a layer on our card front. And then also I've got this little square here that measures, let me see, 3.5 by 3.5. So I'm going to cut this piece. Well, shucky darn, what happened here? I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. What else is new, y'all? All right, let's do this again. So I'm going to gently pull my thing apart. I didn't pay attention. So if you're going to recreate this, don't make the same mistake I did. So let's start all over. Whenever I have the technical difficulties, which happens about every week, right? Last week I couldn't post on Facebook. This week, my video didn't want to work. It just makes my heart pound so fast, and I have a hard time focusing. Plus, I recreated this project. I created this project way a week ago, so it's not really fresh in my mind. All right. Now, I want my 3 by 3 piece to, I'm going to use this pretty peacock card because I want some contrast. So I'm going to take one of these. So it's exactly like my sample. Okay. I want my 3 by 3 piece to be this part. Let's make sure, was it 3.5? It was 3.5. By 3.5. So there's my pattern that I want to go on there. Okay. So then this one needs to be my 6, which that's going to equal 6 exactly by 4, right? Because we had 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So when you're doing your cutting, make sure you pay attention to that opposite side if you want to use. That way you really use the whole envelope. You just have a few little extra scraps available left over. Okay. All right. Now that we're on the straight and narrow path here, I'm going to adhere this to my card front, and I'm just going to use some of this multi-purpose liquid glue. And this edge is bothering me, so I'm going to just cut a little bit of that off. There we go. And then I wanted my flower to kind of go like that, so I'm going to put it on like that. Okay, so I'm not the only one that cuts their paper wrong. And then you feel like you waste paper. I will use that paper on another project, but yeah. I wanted to have this opposite print, and I didn't pay attention. Stephanie ordered these, but they came while she was gone and didn't know that the flowers were inside. I know! I love the flowers the best, so I've been cutting these envelopes up. Okay, so there's our top layer. It's framed out a little bit by the card. Then we're going to put this little square, this 3.5 by 3.5 inch square on. And I forgot to put my ribbon on. Let's get that on. And I'll list all these products I'm using today if you're interested. So I'm going to pry this up a little bit, because I forgot to put the ribbon on. Fortunately, I didn't glue that like crazy. We're going to just slide this ribbon underneath. This is Pool Party. I don't even know if this is a current product, but I will list it. Grosgrain, just grosgrain ribbon. Pool Party grosgrain ribbon. I think it's 3/8 inches. So I want it kind of down on the lower part of the card. And I'm going to just pull what I think I need to make a bow over here on the right hand side. See, I'm going to add a little bit more glue down here now that I pried all that up. I think that's probably going to work. And then I'm just going to slip a little Stampin' Seal right here to kind of hold that ribbon down, because we're going to adhere that layer over that. Okay, so here's our 3.5 by 3.5 piece. I'm going to put it over here onto more of the left-hand side. And just right there. Make sure everything's straight. Okay, now we're going to do the fun part. So I've got a piece of, actually 2 pieces of 3 1/4 by 3, or 3 by 3. Yeah, that's going to fit right on there. So 2 pieces of basic white 3 by 3. We're going to use one for underneath for our little Hope Your Birthday is Wonderful surprise, and then one for the top. So I'm going to take this one and grab my stamp, and then I'm going to use this cake image. I think it's so cute. And this is Calypso Coral, so I grabbed some Calypso Coral ink. And I need a scrap paper because I'm going to stamp off a couple of times. Here's that cake image on that other sample card. Really cute. I am going to grab this for my scrap. I'm making a mess here. And I think I stamped it off twice and then stamped it on. I just want a kind of a shadow of a cake, if you'll notice, because I want to stamp my sentiment right on top of there. So depending on how juicy your stamp set or your stamp pad is. And I'm going to put that right in the middle like that. And then I need some memento. For the sentiment. What did I put? Hope your birthday is wonderful. I'm looking for the sentiment. Oh my goodness. Did I use it in my class? I might have used it in my class. So we might put a different one. I'm missing the stamp. don't want to use Hooray. Can't wait to see you. And I'm already using Make a Wish. It's right here in front of me, y'all. Oh my gosh. It's a Monday. My brain is in a fog. I'm going to pull out. This is going to shake. We're going to have a earthquake here. I'm going to use my, because this is a photopolymer stamp. And I want a good impression right over this cake. There we go. Kat thinks she might have to try cutting up the envelopes. Yes. I know it's hard to think outside the box. It's hard for me. Okay, now we are going to cut this. I wish I would have pre-cut it, but I did not. So I'm going to take this large die that's made specifically for that purpose, and it has just like 4 little things that's going to keep it from cutting completely out, and we are going to put it on this other piece of 3x3 paper. And I can kind of see through with all the lights here. I just want to make sure that everything's centered. So I'm going to take a little, well, I was going to take a little tape. Here we go. Because I don't want that to move when I run it through the die cutting machine. Y'all, my die cutting machine is not here. I had class last week and I have everything in a basket and it's all in the basket on the stairs. Can you have patience with me and hold on? Here, talk amongst yourselves and look at this and I'll run and grab my die cutting machine. Sorry about that. Y'all, this is one I'm probably going to delete after I'm done. But thank you who are here for joining me. Brain fog Monday. Absolutely. Kim, oh my gosh. I went to a meeting this morning and it ended right before I started today. So normally I kind of get things settled and make sure I have it all. Instead I went from that meeting to this. So that was probably my first mistake. Okay. Whew. Got my exercise for the day. Okay, I'm going to glue this one on my layer here. Right in the middle. That's kind of pretty just like it is. I like it. Kat says, no worries. This is my typical crafting day every day. Oh, I feel so much better. Oh. All right. Now, this little bundle has this little pull sentiment. I think I used it on one of our other samples. Last week on our slider card, I used that stamp for that one. And I'm using some basic gray. Let's take the die off very gently because we don't want it to tear where those little, see how it's connected just by those 4 little prongs. And I'm just going to set this right on that little tab. It just kind of tells the person who gets the card what to do. And then I'm going to glue this right on top of our stamped surprise. And I'm just going to put some glue around the edges, because you don't want this part. You want this part to be free of adhesive. And I'm just going to stack that right on top. So there we go. Now we're just going to decorate this front part. And I went a little cray-cray. I just wanted to use all the elements of the stamp set. So I'm using some more of our, I think this is Petal Pink, but it's not in my bucket. So let me grab it. I only have a few steps, but had to go get my stamp set and then again to get my twine. Yes. I know my watch kind of tells me how many times I've gone up and down the stairs in a day. When I have classes, all my supplies are down here in the lower level. And here's the Petal Pink. I do a lot of steps on class day because I forget things or we want to do something else. All right, then I just need a little scrap. We're going to stamp this little flower image. And then our Make-A-Wish. And then I went ahead and die cut out our extra pieces, which also comes with the, if you get the bundle, the Hooray for Surprises bundle with the dies, they come, all the little pieces, die pieces come with it. So I cut out 2 of the leaf images and then 2 of these little flower images. We're going to use those, and then we'll die cut out our bigger flower. This would be a pretty card to make even without the little surprise. There we go. I thought the Petal Pink went really well with the Calypso Coral, and I wanted a different color other than the Calypso Coral cardstock that I used. Stephanie's friend ordered this, and she thinks she wants it too. Well, you could borrow hers. Okay, this one I'm just going to stamp on an edge because I'm going to cut around it. I'm going to kind of fussy cut around it. I kind of was on the fence about this Hooray for Surprises, but I've seen so many really cute things with it. So this one I'm just going to kind of cut around. We're going to pop it up on some dimensionals. Okay. Stephanie says she could borrow it, but it's easier to reach for your own. Yeah, especially when you craft at different times and the crafty bug hits you and you just want it. You just want it. Okay, so these are elements. Let me trim that a little bit more. At last week's class, we had a gal, and her husband does the miniature train. And she was sharing with us, how much money and how expensive that hobby is. And then I think about my son and my son-in-law and my husband and their golfing. They're not avid golfers, but they golf, a lot. It's very expensive. And sometimes we kind of, I don't know, I think it's okay. This is our hobby. This is what we find joy in, and it's okay to collect things. I mean, we don't want to go crazy, and we want to say where we can, but, what is that? YOLO. We only live once. Okay. I meant to grab the mini, but I grabbed the first one that was on the top of the pile. So I grabbed my big O Stampin' Cut and Emboss. We're going to cut out this flower. Stephanie agrees. And I don't know. I think some of us from certain generations, I don't know. It's probably just personality. Okay, now I could just tie my bow here and get this out of the way. Let's do that. Let me do that. I always like to see how much I'm going to use. But I think I'm going to have to cut some off here. All right. My hands are going to fumble with this. This ribbon keeps just slipping right out. Come on. Oh my gosh. Stephanie's mom says she had a champagne taste on a beer budget. Exactly. Me too. Me too. Y'all, I'm going to get this bow, I promise. Stop, stop, stop. There we go. Oh, shoot. I think I'm grabbing the wrong thing. I never have this trouble. There we go. Okay, we'll trim that up in a minute. So there's our little bow. That's so cute. And then I think I put this little flower over here with the dimensional, and then kind of tucked everything underneath it. Yeah. Bruce, my husband's gonna come home and gonna say, how'd your class go? It was a class. You guys are so good to hang in there with me. Thank you. Okay, so these little guys, I just glued down. I don't think I put them on dimensionals. I just glued them down. Now, this one, remember, I put a dimensional a little too far over. You don't want anything to overlap the little die cut. So be careful about that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here. You don't need a whole lot of glue. And I think when they pull it up, I would like for all of this to come up. So that's why I put the adhesive kind of over there on that side of the line, if that makes sense. So when they pull it up, see how this one kind of tore when I pulled it up? Because I put glue on down here instead of up there. It's okay, but especially if you're using multi-purpose liquid glue or a strong adhesive, it's not going to go anywhere. You don't need a whole lot. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is add these leaves. I'm just going to tuck them in there again with just a little of this liquid glue. I keep looking around because I made this cute little gift card holder out of these envelopes. I was going to show you that. Okay, so everything's glued. Oh, that one I tucked over here. Okay, that makes more sense. That looks a little better too. All right. And then finally, the Make-A-Wish. And I'm going to put my dimensional over here. I'm not going to put one like I did on that one. There we go. We can kind of adjust our bow. Let's trim the ends. Okay, I think I'm going to pull that a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then on the inside, I hardly ever share anything with you guys on the inside. I went ahead and used the Hooray, the little candle. On this stamp set, you have a candle with the little flame, and then I, what do you call it? I masked the Hooray. Hooray, can't wait to see you. I masked the can't wait to see you. So if you've never done that before, here's a little tip for you. Use some washi tape or a piece of tape and cover up the part of the stamp you don't want to ink up. I think I need to re-ink this. And then remember to pull the washi tape off. How many of you have forgotten to do that? I have a lot. And that way, that kind of extends the use of your stamps. You can use it for different things. And then I used the Calypso Coral Or is that the petal pink? I think it's a Calypso Coral. Yeah. It looks like I stamped it off, but I'm not going to do that on this one. Cat has a lot. I have a lot too. Left that tape on there. And then I'm going to use this little flame with some crushed curry. Right on top. Isn't that cute? I'm excited. Now this one will have to be my sample forever, but this one I can actually send to somebody because I haven't pulled it open. And I might pop this up just a little bit. I might put it up here. I don't want it too far. Kind of wanted it here. There we go. Kind of like it there a little bit better. Okay. That is the card. Man, that was hard to do today. First, the technical problems with the whatever. I don't know what happened. And then forgot my equipment upstairs. And I'm kind of exhausted. How are you guys? Oh, the bling. Stephanie, you're so good. You're so good. Okay, this I know is retired. I just had so much of it, and it's Petal Pink and Pool Party. So that's why I pulled it out. This is the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. But you could use rhinestones or whatever you have. I just liked it because it had the same colors that are in my card here. And I put some on the middle of these flowers, the petal pink ones. And then I put a Pool Party one right in the middle of this big flower. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad you caught me too. Thank you, guys. Oh, Jen, you're still here. Thank you. This was a long, arduous time. I'm telling you. I need to go take a Xanax and a nap. Thank you all for your patience and for coming in today. I hope you have a great Monday. I think next month or next Monday is March already, right? Is next Monday March? Yeah. So we'll start a new series. Don't forget my, on the YouTubes, I have all of these card tutorials I'll add this one today, in a playlist. So it's interactive cards. So you can see all the cards that we made during the month of February. These two, you don't need any specific dies to create them at all. The pop-up card and the slider card, you can use whatever you have. This one, you could probably do it if you had some circle punches or circle dies without specific equipment. But I did use our Give It a Whirl dies to create this one. And then this one I did use, you saw today, the Hooray for Surprises dies to create that pull-up effect. But I would love to see your interactive cards if you guys ever want to share them with us. We'd love to see them. Thank you for joining me. Oh, hi, Shanna. I missed you. You all have a great afternoon, and I'll see you next Monday for a new series of, I don't know, maybe 3D items or fun folds. We'll see. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Stay safe and happy stamping.